Hey folks, welcome back. Ting Ting here, Carolina Forge. Been looking for a different way to finish my steel. As you know, a lot of times I use oil or wax, something like that. A lot of people prefer like a mother's paste wax or something of that nature, something like that, a paste wax, something that you can spread on there easily with a cloth and give it a nice sheen, dark rustic finish. And one that I found that I like the most, they call it blacksmith's goop or blacksmith's paste. It's pretty simple to make yourself, and I'm going to show you how to do that today. Basically what you need, you're going to need some boiled linseed oil. You can get that at any basic hardware store. Some turpentine, same with that, get it at any paint store or anything like that. A couple glass jars, preferably a wide mouth for storing the paste in, that way you can get your fingers in a rag down in there to get some paste out. And a nice chunk of some beeswax. Now, as you can see, I've got a pot on the forge here. You need a good steel pot, nice thick heavy duty one. It doesn't have to be clean or anything like that. It could be something like your ashes you put in or something. Just a decent steel pot. Fill it about halfway with water, get it on there and bring it up to temperature and let it start boiling. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our chunk of our beeswax and we're going to put it down in this big jar right here. And we're going to set it in that boiling water so it'll melt our beeswax down into here. And then once that's melted, we will combine it with the other two ingredients. Some people like to do these all together at the same time, and that's quite dangerous because boiled linseed oil has a much lower flash point than the beeswax. It can combust and cause a fire, and that's just not safe. So it's smart to just heat your wax up by itself, get it nice and thin and melted down to a nice liquidy consistency, and then we're going to take and combine it at that point in the other jar with the other two ingredients. So I'm going to put this chunk of beeswax in here, and we're going to put it in the pot there. Just let it sit there in that boiling water and let it get melted. There we go. Just set those spikes down there. Once it's done and hot, we can take the spikes right out of it. No big deal. That's just ensuring that the jar doesn't float and water doesn't get in there and contaminate the wax. So we're going to let that boil, get the wax melted, and get the ingredients combined. Alright, while your wax is heating up, what you want to do is you need equal parts of all three ingredients. So we're going to take and pour in here. We're going to fill this up a third of the way with our oil. Just a hair too much, pour some back in there. Alright, that looks good there. Set that to the side. Then the same, another third of turpentine. And this turpentine, what it does is it breaks down, it thins out the rest of the ingredients, like the wax and stuff like that, to keep it from getting solid, keep it from hardening up. Now that's ready. We're just going to let that sit until our wax is melted, and then we will combine them all and go from there. Another thing you can add if you want, this is just purely optional, I like to throw a little lemon juice in it. It just adds the scent to it, so it's nice and fragrant in the shop whenever you're applying this sealer. So we're going to put that in there. You can take a stick or something like that, mix it up well, and then once we add the wax to it, we're going to mix it again. So take your stick, mix all these together. That way it's all mixed up and ready for the wax once it's time. So we'll be back once the wax is melted, alright? Okay, we got it melted down good. Oh, well, we gotta go a little longer. Okay, we've got our wax melted down to where we need it. Let's go ahead and pour it in there. You can leave the railroad spikes in there, it ain't gonna hurt nothing. Pour that into there. It's gonna be a little chunky. That's okay. The turpentine's gonna take care of that. What you do is stir all that up real well. And as that wax cools, everything's going to break down and turn into like a paste. I'm going to make sure you keep it off the sides, push it down in there. Make sure all the wax is into the solution. Then just taking, once it's all mixed up, it's going to be chunky. You know, that happens. That's the wax hardening up. That turpentine's going to break it down as it sits, where it's more of a paste instead of clumps. Okay, so get it all good and mixed up. Put your lid on it and go and set it in the sun. Maybe leave it sit there for a day or so and let it do its thing. Give it a little shake. Get everything mixed up real well. Alright, now we're just going to set this out in the sun. Let it harden up to sort of to a paste. As you can see, after about 20 minutes of just sitting in the sun, it's already a nice paste. It thickens up considerably more the longer it'll sit there. Once everything's blended well, you can take it out of the sun and just let it sit on the shelf and cool, and it'll thicken up into a thicker paste, a little bit harder, like a carnauba wax or a mother's paste wax. But as it is right now, it is already usable. So we're going to give it a test shot and show you what it looks like with this stuff on there. We've got one of the little bottle openers here, the dog's head. We're going to heat it up. We're going to finish it with this paste just to show you how it looks. Okay, get you a rag that you can dedicate to it. Just put it on there, and I'm telling you, don't take too much of it. It blackens it up real nice, and it even if you don't put the lemon juice in it, it still smells quite nice. The lemon juice adds a little citrusy smell to it, makes the shop smell good when you're doing this. Trick is to do it at a low heat, because that boiled linseed oil burns faster, burns at a lower temperature than the wax, so it will ignite at a lower temperature than you think. So you just want it at a low enough, warm enough heat to where it smokes like this when you're applying it. And that's that. Let that cool, and once it's cool enough to handle, we'll show you the finish that's on there. All right, folks. That's the finish it puts on there. Nice black shine. This is going to make it resist elements a lot better than just raw steel. Okay. Really good way to give a rustic finish to it. Real simple to make the paste, as you saw. Not too expensive at all to buy the stuff. And this right here, this one jar is going to be enough to last a long time, months and months and months. Unless you're on like a big scale operation, and you'll probably make this by the gallon or something like that. But it's easy to make. It's a great finish and lasts you a while. There you have it, guys. Blacksmith's goop. Made it home. Easy to do. If you learned something from this, that's awesome. Hit the like button down below if you liked it, if it helped you out at all. If you have different ideas for different ways to make paste like this, shoot me a comment down there. Tell me. I want to know. It's all about learning here, guys. I hope this helped you out. I really do. And it smells great. I gotta say, it smells awesome. This is a half a quart, I guess. Yeah, pint jar. Wide mouth, preferably, so you can get the rag in there. But other than that, it's easy to do. It stores up just fine. Leave it sitting on the shelf in the shop. So I appreciate y'all taking the time to watch the video. I hope you liked it. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't done that. I'll probably throw another video up here in the corner for you to go check out. And as always, I appreciate all the support. We're going to catch you on the next one.